Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning, budgeting, paying off debt, and my very exciting journey from full-time teacher to full-time Etsy shop owner and YouTuber. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. In today's video, we're going to close out the week 3 budget. We're going to set up the week 4 budget, and we're going to implement the new budget. I am so excited. So if you've been following along this month, I've been tracking how much we're spending on groceries and miscellaneous expenses. And I've been doing that instead of budgeting for it. I've just been spending money on those things. And I want to see what our real numbers were so that we could budget appropriately going forward. So I was going to do this for a couple of months, but I feel like I'm ready. I'm ready right now. I feel like I know our numbers and I know where we need to be, and I'm ready. So we're going to start the new budget today when we set up week 4. I'm so excited, you guys. And I'm also going to continue sharing my meal plans with you. So that will be coming at the end of the video. I'll be sharing what we're having, how much it costs, what we're planning on buying, how much that costs, where we're going to buy it from. All of that information will be coming at the end of the video. So there is a lot happening in today's video. So let's go ahead and jump right in. In today's video, I'm going to be using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. I do have a link to her website in the description box below. Okay, so starting with our expense tracker, I use one expense tracker per week. So this was the expense tracker for last week. We had 4 grocery shop trips, which I am going to go over in more detail with you in just a moment. And then I make a key at the bottom here, so when I close out the month, I have all the information that I need to easily close the month out, which is something I'm going to be doing next week. Okay, so let's move over to the calendar and take a closer look at everything that was purchased this week. Starting with bills. We had several bills that came out. The first one was Google Fi, which is our cell phones, and it was $48. That is for 2 cell phones for David and I. Next is Netflix, and that was $15, and that came out on the 17th. And then finally our City of Ames bill came out, and that was $274, and that came out on the 18th. That covers our water and electricity. We are also on budget billing, and I get asked a lot, what is budget billing? Budget billing is when some cities do this, where they take your average of the month and divide it by 12, and that's how much you pay every month. And then at the end of the year, any difference that there is, they either send you a check if you paid too much, or they send you a bill if you need to give them more. Okay, next is food. So we had 4 trips this week. So I'm going to start with Walmart. It didn't come out until the 17th, which is very interesting because we actually did this trip way over here on the 11th. This was a grocery pickup, and I just wanted to see what it would be like to do the grocery pickup. I love the idea of being able to see all the prices as you put the items in your cart, and then you can easily take things out and put things back in. But I'm not going to continue to use them going forward because they didn't have everything I needed, and I ended up going to Fairway anyways and spending another $40 at Fairway on the things that I didn't get from my list at Walmart, and then some extra things. So going forward, I have a new plan for the food, how I'm going to do food this week. I can't wait to share it with you at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But the last 3 weeks, we have been just spending what we need to spend on food and what we want to spend on food so that I could come up with a new plan and a more accurate budget for us. So that is happening today. We are implementing that plan. I'm so excited. Okay, so continuing with food. So we had our normal Sam's Club trip, and it was $56. And then on Friday, Logan and I had a Valentine's celebration. So we went by Fairway and we picked up pizza and breadsticks and LaCroix, the water, and brownies. We made brownies, and that was part of our Valentine's celebration for Fun Friday. So that was super fun. Okay, and then for gas, we set aside $20 for gas this week. And gas is one of our cashless envelopes, so that's why I say set aside. We didn't actually get gas this week, but we put $20 in the cashless envelope. Okay, for miscellaneous, we had only one this week, and it was $5. David needed to refill one of his prescriptions, so that was a $5 charge. For us, miscellaneous are anything that doesn't have another category. And I have a new plan for that as well today, so I will share that with you when we get to the week 4 budget setup. Okay, spending money. We did our usual spending, which was 20 for me, 20 for David, and 5 for Logan, so that was 45. And then sinking funds, we did our normal 105 for sinking funds. And finally, our savings challenge. We ended up saving $36 for our savings challenge. So our savings challenge includes setting aside money for house repairs as well as homeschool. The homeschool is a new addition to the savings challenge that we do each week. Okay, so that was it for expenses. So let's go now to the budget setup and see what we budgeted versus what we actually spent. This was just a note to remind me that we did $36 in the savings challenge. Okay, so starting with our rollover, let's see, it was $12.37. For Etsy, I was paid $3.70. I am now giving myself a salary, and I'm actually getting a raise this week, which you'll see when we go to week 4. Okay, for envelopes, I wasn't planning on depositing anything, but I ended up depositing $10 from our car maintenance envelope to cover the car wash that I got last week, which was on week 2, and it was part of our miscellaneous. Okay, so all together, let's see, $12.37 plus $3.70 plus 10. So all together we made $16.17. Okay, coming down to our bills. So Google Fi did come out, but it was not $52. It was actually $48. Netflix came out and it was $15. And the City of Ames came out and it was $274. So those two were exactly what we budgeted. So let's see how much we spent all together on bills this week. So altogether we spent $337. So $16.17 minus $337. That leaves us with $12.80 to work with. Okay, let's go over to the chart and update our chart. So at the front of the workbook is a bill tracker chart, and this is where I check to make sure that all of my bills have been paid throughout the month. So today, Google Fi was accounted for, Netflix, and the City of Ames. So in week 4, we need to make sure that we include our student loan and the Alliant Energy. So we'll add those when we do week 4 today. Okay, coming back to our budget. So we are going to bring down the $12.80 to our variable expenses. These are our cash envelopes. Some of them are cash, some of them are cashless envelopes, but they're all variable. So our spending, we did in fact put $45 in spending. For food, let's see how much we actually spent on food this week. So we have 56, 40, 63, and 24. So we spent $183 on food this week. So we were over I just put $150 there as a marker. That was my old goal for food each week, but I do have a new goal, which you will see when we set up week 4. Okay, and then we deposited $20 into our cashless cash envelope, and even though I didn't actually spend it, I'm already taking it out of the budget, and if I don't end up spending it before the end of the month, then I will use it to pay off my extra debt. So it just stays in there till the end of the month, and then I reconcile everything. Okay, so for miscellaneous, we just had that one New Cara for $5. And our savings challenge ended up being $36. So let's see all together how much went to our variable expenses. That is $289. So $289 went to the variable expenses. So $1,280 minus $289. That is $991. Okay, so we're going to bring the total up here to our sinking funds, $991. We did all of these exactly as we planned, so it was a total of $105, and I'll quickly review each one. We did birthdays for $5, car maintenance for $10, car registration for $5, Christmas for $15, memberships for $10, vacation for $25, vet for $10, and iPad for $25. So altogether it came to $105. So let's see where we're at now. Okay, we are down to $886. I'm going to bring that down to our extra debt payment category, which we are not doing this week. So we are still at $886, which is going to, okay, sorry, which is coming down here. So $886, all of that is going to be rolled over to next week to help us finish up the month, and then we will see where we end at the end of next week. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up week 4. Okay, so for week 4, our rollover was $886. Okay, so for Etsy, I've recently given myself a raise for 2 reasons. One, Jacob is not working as many hours for me now that he has a full-time job, so there is more income available for me. And 2, now that I know how much I want to budget for food and miscellaneous that's most realistic for my family, I need more income. So we are going to do $450 a week, which, by the way, guys, is only possible because you guys are consistently buying from my shop, and I cannot thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So $450 a week. YouTube for this month, we are going to make $500. I checked on that this morning. We're actually making more than $500, but I'm just going to go ahead and put $500 for now because we haven't calculated taxes and all that. And then for envelopes, I'm not planning on depositing any money for envelopes, but as things happen throughout the week and I have to take money out of my envelopes, if I have to, like when I got the car wash, then I will make sure to account for that at the end of the week when we close out the budget. Okay, so let's see where we are for income this week. So we are at $1836, and I'm just going to double check my math and make sure that I did that right and I have the most accurate information. $1836. Okay, so the 2 loans that we have to still come out this month are a student loan for $40 and Alliant Energy for $150. So we do our energy and power through the city, but this is for gas for our house. So that's going to be $150. So altogether that would be $190. So let's see what $1836 minus $190 would be. That brings us to $2,026. Whoops, I added them together. Let's not, that would be nice, right? If we got paid to pay our bills. Let's try that again. $1,646. Okay, bringing that down to our variable expenses. So this is where we've made the most changes in our budget. For spending, we are sticking with our $45, which is $20 for me, $20 for David, $5 for Logan. Food is now $200 a week. Now, this is more realistic to what we're actually spending per week on average. But if we can continue to work at this and get this under control and spend less, anything left over at the end of the month will go towards our debt snowball. But I'd rather be prepared and have too much week to week than have too little week to week. Okay, gas, we're going to continue the $20 a week. That's been working out really well for us. And miscellaneous, which used to be $0, is now going to get $50 every week. And just like food, we don't have to spend $50 every week, but it's there if we need it. And then at the end of the month, anything that's left over will go into our debt snowball. Okay, savings challenge and homeschool. We are going to set aside $30 every week. This will be a little bit more because we will be doing the $30 plus whatever ones we can pull out from our weekly deposit. So that always ends up being a little bit more. Let's see all together what our new variable expenses will be. $345. So we are now setting aside $345 each week for variable expenses. $345. Okay. So $1646 minus $345, that brings us down to $1301. I'm going to bring that up here. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm not changing anything with our sinking funds. So birthdays will still get 5. Car maintenance 10. Car registration 5. Christmas 15. Memberships 10. Vacation 25. Vet 10 and iPad 25, and altogether that is 105. So 1301 minus 105, that is 1196. Okay, I'm going to bring that down here to our extra debt. So we actually do our extra debt payment the first week of the following month. We first close this out so I can see where I'm at, and then we do that. So we're not going to set aside any money for our debt snowball this week, bringing our total to 1196. I'm going to bring that down here. Okay, so then we have our rollover, which we're going to roll over all of this to next month, and then again that first week is when we do a debt snowball payment. Okay, so 1,000 of this is our $1,000 cushion. So at this point, with just our budget, it looks like we're going to have $196 to put towards our debt snowball. But that could change. Like we might spend less on food than that, or miscellaneous. Plus, I will get a bonus from Etsy, and we don't know how much that bonus from Etsy is going to be yet. So the amount that goes towards our debt snowball is still up in the air. We still don't know what it's going to be. But we're going to hopefully have at least 196 to put towards our debt snowball. Okay, let's move over to the new food strategy. Okay, so I do have my meal plan sheet here from the workbook. By the way, guys, I didn't use this at all in January, but I'm finding it to be a very helpful tool, so I'm glad I'm using it now. But before we do that, let's take a look at this document. This is a new worksheet that I created, and I do have a link to, it's free, completely free, you guys. If you would like to print this off and use it, I'll probably make changes to it as I get better at using it, but I do have a link to it. It's if you click on the link, it will take you to a Google Drive doc that I'm sharing with you. So you can just print it off and use it if you would like. Okay, so I think going forward next week, I'm going to do one worksheet per store that we go to. But for today, I did a section for Sam's Club and a section for Fairway. And this, right now our total is 147, but we're going to spend a little bit more than that because I don't have anything from David's list on here, because when I created this morning, he was still sleeping. In fact, he's still sleeping because he sleeps during the day and is awake in the evenings for his job, so he just continues that on the weekend. Anyways, so the categories I've chosen to track are protein, produce, carbs, snacks, drinks, stuff for the house, and then miscellaneous, anything that doesn't fit into one of these categories. So this week, I want to purchase the things that Logan likes to eat, the proteins that he likes to eat, in a larger bulk like this. Here's my thought. I'll purchase it this week, and then let's see how long it lasts. I'm sure it will last at least 2 weeks, if not longer. So let's that's the plan. We're going to purchase his proteins from Sam's and then see how long it lasts. So I'm going to get him a bag of meatballs, cheese, string cheese, fish sticks, chicken nuggets. Oh, the orange chicken's for me. He's not a fan of the orange chicken. I also wanted to get him corn dogs, but our Sam's Club is out of it. By the way, I went to their website this morning, and that's where I got all of these prices. I love doing that, going and making my list and then seeing exactly how much it is before I even go to the store. We're also going to purchase 2 ready rice boxes for $18. This is just something we like to have on hand in our pantry. I can make rice for cheaper, and I usually do, but this is just for convenient things, and we ended up using our last bag that we had in our pantry yesterday, so we are going to restock that. Okay, and then I would like to get some peanut butter pretzels, which are $7, and then we're going to look for tin foil. They've been out of the size of tin foil that we like to use for, I would say, like over a month now. So we're checking each week to see if they have it, and I don't know how much that's going to cost. So I'll fill that in once we get back from the store. I'm going to actually go through this and make sure that all these prices are accurate. Okay, so that's what we're getting from Sam's, and then whatever David wants. The things that David usually gets from Sam's are tortillas, cheese, eggs, and roasted chicken. And then he uses that to make different meals for himself throughout the week. But he doesn't have to buy those things every week because he gets them in such large volume, and I don't know which of those items he needs this week. So that's why I couldn't add them yet. Okay, coming down to Fairway. So these are all the things that I can't get at Sam's, or I prefer to not get at Sam's. So for proteins, I'm going to get some imitation crab meat, corn dogs for Logan. I would prefer to get that at Sam's, but they don't have it. Ballpark Franks for Logan, and half a pound of ground beef for me. I now know that a pound of ground beef from Fairway costs $6, and I only need half a pound for my menu this week, which I'm going to share with you in just a moment. As far as the produce goes, I'm going to get bananas, potatoes, mini cucumbers, green onions, Roma tomatoes, spring mix, salad mix, and shredded lettuce. For carbs, I'm going to get some salad shells, for like the taco bowls, get some of those, and hot dog buns, which are only $1, and then Logan's LaCroix. Okay, so altogether, Sam's is going to be $85, Fairway will be $50, and we're going to do takeout one day this week for $12. I already know that that's exactly how much it's going to cost, and that's $147 out of our $200 budget. So we'll see next week how we do on this plan. Okay, I'm going to share my menu with you really quickly. So now that Jacob's gone, Logan and I have been struggling to find meals that we both like, and I'm giving up. I'm going to let him eat the things that he likes, so it's those proteins that I just shared with you, and usually also an apple and carrots, or other fruits and veggies. We have just different things in our pantry. But right now, I know we have apples and carrots on hand, which are things we just usually have on hand, and bananas. So anyways, so that's Logan. David does his own thing because he's on a totally different schedule. So this is really just what I'm eating. Sometimes it'll be Logan and I, and I'll share when it's Logan and I or if it's just for me. So this morning, I made potatoes and eggs, and it didn't cost anything because this is everything that when it's a pantry meal, things we had on hand that we didn't pay extra for this week, that doesn't cost us any additional money for the week. So this morning I was just sitting here thinking, like, what do I have? I'm hungry, and what do I have? So this is what I did. I roasted the potatoes in the oven for 45 minutes. I just sliced up the potatoes. I stirred in some olive oil and seasoning, roasted for 45 minutes. Then I pulled it out, and I added 6 eggs, which I had just stirred together and poured over the top. Oh, I actually sprinkled a little bit of cheese and then the eggs. And then I put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes, and it was great. It was super easy and delicious. Okay, so on Monday, I am going to have a taco salad. I'm going to have this for lunch and dinner. So that's the taco bowls that I bought, the shredded lettuce, the half pound of ground beef, and then I also have some ingredients I'm adding from my pantry. I have corn and black beans, so I'm going to add to this recipe for my pantry, and I already have salad dressing on hand. Okay, on Tuesday, I'm going to do a seafood salad, so with the mixed greens that I'm getting, and the tomato, cucumber, green onion, and then that seafood packet, and then I mix it with olive oil and lemon, which I already have on hand, and salt, and I stir it all up, and I'm going to have that for lunch and dinner. And then Wednesday, I am going to have a salad. So the same salad I do here, but instead of seafood, I'm going to have some chicken. If we're able to get the orange chicken, if they have it at Sam's, that's when I'll have the orange chicken. Otherwise, I will snag some of Logan's chicken nuggets and have those on my salad. Okay, on Thursday we will do our takeout meal, and that will cost $12. I already know where we're getting it from and exactly how much it costs, including taxes. So $12 is going to cover it. And then on Friday, we're going to do pancakes like we normally do on Friday. Pancakes ended up costing $1.50 to make, but I don't even have to pay that this week because we already have some on hand. So this is a pantry meal, so it doesn't cost us anything. So pancakes $1.50 and the potatoes and eggs, and I already have all of this on hand, so it's going to be a zero cost to our budget this week. And then on Saturday, I'm just going to make sure that we finish up leftovers before we start the new week. Whew, that is a lot of information. Okay, friends, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again later. Bye, everyone.